the All-Star game. Kobe, that was billed as Kobe versus Michael,
Oh,
basically. Yeah. How about the part of that game that you really recall, or from that experience in general?
I remember being so tired before the game because during that All-Star weekend, they had me doing so much. You know, this event, that event, this interview, that interview, this party, that. There was so much going on. Before
Your face
the
was
game.
plastered everywhere.
I was everywhere.
Week,
And I was
right?
I was what, 19, 19. That I literally went to sleep in the middle of the locker room on the floor before the game.
Really?
I just like this. I just crashed out. Probably snoring. And I remember Clyde Drexler comes to me, taps me on the shoulder. Hey, we're about to go out there in like 5 minutes. Wake up, young fella. You okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And he said, see, you're gonna learn your lesson, man. You can't have them have you running around doing all these things all the time. You'll learn.
What about with MJ?
I remember him being sick, and so I think he was sick during that weekend. And I think he missed media day because of it. And when I checked in the game, I'm guarding him, I'm standing next to him, and he coughs. And I remember going, oh, man, cough that way. And he just started laughing. He was probably looking at me like, this kid is crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
How about the best advice you've ever gotten from him?
Probably the best advice was to be me. To be me. You know, he's faced a lot of criticism as well throughout his career about him shooting too much and being selfish and this, that, and the other. But he said, don't change who you are. Don't change who you are. Play your game, and everybody will adjust to that. But you have to be yourself.
And how did that resonate with you?
Well, it kind of gave me the feeling that I was on the right track, you know, because those were my thoughts and my feelings exactly. But you know, there are times where you kind of second guess yourself and like, well, maybe I need to change my game. Maybe I need to be more of a pass first type of a player, and you know, more of a magic type of a player, and this, that, and the other. You kind of start thinking through things a little bit, and then for him to say that was like, okay, no, you're doing the right thing. You got it right.
Is there a point in your career where you've really had that doubt creep in the most, or when you started questioning if maybe you should change how you're doing something?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, quite often. I think that's human nature. I mean, as a young player coming up, we just continue to get swept, and you know, we just can't seem to get over the hump. It's like, man, am I costing my team, you know, the ability to win a championship?
Right.
You know, what do I need to do? You know, against the Celtics in 2008, I was like, man, I'm never going to win another championship. Or maybe everybody was right. Like, I can't win without Shaq. You know, it was like, this is my one opportunity, and I blew it. And then it's like, well, no, you can't. No, maybe you'll go down one day, but today's not going to be that day. And you just got to bounce back and just keep it going. You know, I remember when in 2010, when we played the Celtics, we lost game 2. And I remember being very upset, very angry, very sad. And I drove around, before I came on, I literally just drove around for like 2 hours after the game, just trying to calm down and just trying to find that confidence. Because the Celtics, I mean, they were extremely tough to beat in Boston. And the series is tied at 1-1, and here we are going to Boston. We might not ever come back to LA. So I remember just driving around for 2 hours, just trying to find something where I can hang my hat on for myself and for my team, and say, no, we're going to do this, and this is why we're going to do it, and this is how we're going to do it. But you know, I just drove around.
5 championships, obviously. How about the most satisfying victory of your career?
Game 7 against the Celtics. That was the most satisfying one, because that was the hardest one. I mean, we came back to LA from that series being down 3-2 against a great team, against 4 Hall of Famers. So that was Game 7 being down 15 points in the fourth quarter. That was a tough one.
If you could, is there a moment during your career that you would love to go back to, just to experience again?
I think going back to draft day, that was, I would love to kind of relive that moment and be 17 years old and going through that process.
What about it?
Just it being just a new thing for me. I mean, I was 17, and here I am with Allen Iverson and Marcus Camby and Ray Allen and Steve Nash and all these great players. And I'm a teenager, and I'm just kind of kind of here for the ride.
Would you still have the glasses on your head? When
I didn't
you
have the glasses on my head. Once I saw
the-
how foolish that looked, I took them off. But I was like, you know what? You're a teenager, man. What are you going to do? This is what teenagers do in '96.
Right.
For more clips from this interview, visit GrahamBensinger.com.